sobrang di ko pa mapaniwala. Maraming salamat sa suporta at sana patuloy yung suporta niyo sa
Shocking claims are swirling around Alex Eala, but let's separate cinematic storytelling from credible reality. According to the viral narrative, Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the Emirati royal known globally as the owner of Manchester City, allegedly offered Eala a staggering multi-billion-dollar deal to anchor a rival tennis circuit in Abu Dhabi. The story describes a private palace meeting, a kneeling billionaire, and a $1 billion upfront payment followed by $600 million annually. It's dramatic, cinematic. It's also highly implausible. There is no verified reporting from credible sports or financial outlets confirming any such offer. A $6 to $7 billion commitment to a single 20-year-old player would dwarf every contract in tennis history, and most in global sport. Even the biggest investments in golf's LIV circuit or elite football transfers don't approach those numbers for one athlete alone. The setting mentioned, the Abu Dhabi Open, is a legitimate WTA event, and Eala has indeed been building momentum on tour. But the rest reads more like a sports drama script than a substantiated development. That said, here's what is real. Eala is one of the most promising young players from Southeast Asia. She has strong marketability and growing international appeal. The Middle East has aggressively invested in global sport over the past decade. Emerging leagues and exhibition circuits are not unheard of. But a guaranteed $6 billion empire built around one rising player. That would represent the largest individual sports deal in human history by a wide margin. If such a proposal were real, it would raise enormous questions. Would leaving the WTA Tour at 20 stall competitive growth? Could isolation from Grand Slams damage legacy potential? Is financial security worth sacrificing sporting immortality? Historically, tennis greatness is defined by titles at the US Open, Wimbledon Championships, and the other majors, not by exhibition circuits. So is this a seismic shift in global sport? At this stage, it appears to be viral mythology rather than verified reality. Eala's real story doesn't need billion-dollar legends to be compelling. Her steady climb, resilience, and on-court maturity are already powerful narratives. If a legitimate transformational deal ever surfaces, it will come with official announcements, governing body implications, and global headlines, not whispers of palace intrigue. Would you choose guaranteed generational wealth or chase Grand Slam history? Tennis elite. While the exact words the speech you're describing, "My passion is not for sale. I play for history, not for gold," is powerful storytelling. But it's important to say clearly, there is no verified evidence that Alex Eala was offered a $6 billion contract, nor that Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan made such a proposal. No credible sports outlet, financial publication, or governing body has reported anything close to this. A deal of that magnitude would instantly become the largest individual contract in sports history, far beyond anything seen in tennis, football, or even the most aggressive rival league investments. What is real is far more grounded and still impressive. Eala's comeback against Alexandra Sasnovich at the Abu Dhabi Open showcased resilience under pressure, saving match point, fighting back from a double break, feeding off the crowd. That's competitive character, not mythology. Athletes don't need fictional billion-dollar refusals to explain grit. The mentality required to grind through ITF events, travel constantly, manage ranking pressure, and perform in tight third sets already demands extraordinary internal drive. The romantic framing, purity versus oil money, pride versus profit, makes for compelling narration. But elite sport is rarely that binary. Players compete for legacy and financial security. Prize money, endorsements, federation support. These are part of the professional ecosystem, not signs of compromised integrity. And when you zoom out, tennis history shows that legacy is built through Grand Slam performance consistency over seasons, mental toughness in big moments, longevity at the top, not through secret palace meetings. As for her quarter-final matchup against Ekaterina Alexandrova, that's a genuine sporting test. Alexandrova brings power, experience, and tour-level consistency. If Eala advances, it will be because of tactical execution, composure, and physical endurance. Not because of a mythical rejected empire. It's okay to celebrate rising stars. It's okay to admire resilience. But it's also healthy to separate inspirational storytelling from verified reality. Eala doesn't need a billion-dollar legend to be compelling. Her tennis is enough. The atmosphere you're describing, thousands of Filipinos turning a WTA stop into something that feels like a Davis Cup tie, speaks to something very real. Alex Eala carries enormous symbolic weight for her country. But to truly appreciate her journey, we don't need palace rumors or billion-dollar myths. Her real story is already powerful. Eala was born on May 23, 2005, not 2004, in Quezon City, in a nation where basketball dominates and tennis infrastructure is limited compared to the United States or Europe. Developing as a world-class tennis player from the Philippines requires unusual commitment, not just from the athlete, but from the entire family. At just 12 years old, she moved to Spain to train at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca. That decision alone tells you something about her character. Leaving home as a preteen, adapting to a new language and culture, and entering one of the most demanding high-performance systems in junior tennis is not the easy road. It's a gamble built on belief. The academy environment is intense. Structured days filled with on-court drills, physical conditioning, tactical study, and mental training. It's designed to produce professionals, not social media stars. Many juniors struggle with homesickness or burnout in that setting. Eala adapted, learned Spanish, embraced clay court development, and sharpened an all-court game built on heavy ground strokes and competitive resilience. Her junior resume backs that up. Champion at the US Open Girls Singles, 2022. Doubles champion at the same event, 2021. French Open Girls Doubles Champion, 2021. Those weren't symbolic wins, they were competitive statements. The transition to the professional circuit, however, is where many promising juniors hit reality. The ITF level is financially unforgiving. Players outside the top tier often fund travel, coaching, and recovery themselves. Early round losses can mean negative returns after expenses. It's a grind measured in airport terminals, small crowds, and incremental ranking points. For someone representing a country without a massive tennis federation machine behind her, every step forward carries extra weight. That's why the narrative of her choosing the hard road resonates. Not because of an unverified royal offer, but because she has consistently chosen long-term development over shortcuts. She stayed in the professional pipeline. She kept competing in sanctioned events. She kept building ranking points the traditional way. It's important, though, to avoid turning her into a caricature of purity versus profit. Professional athletes can pursue financial stability and competitive greatness. Prize money, sponsorships, and federation support are not betrayals of passion. They're part of sustaining a career in a brutally demanding sport. What makes Eala compelling isn't a dramatic refusal speech. It's this: leaving home young to chase elite training, delivering on the Junior Grand Slam stage, grinding through the ITF circuit, carrying the expectations of an entire nation. That's real. That's documented. And that's already inspirational. Whether she ultimately breaks into the top 50 or beyond will depend on physical durability, tactical growth, and consistency against seasoned tour players, not on mythical billion-dollar crossroads. And honestly, the authentic version of her journey is stronger than the legend. It's a powerful narrative. Legacy versus money, purity versus spectacle. But we have to ground this in reality first. There is no verified evidence that Alex Eala was offered a multi-billion-dollar breakaway deal. Framing her as having rejected such an offer builds a moral victory on a foundation that hasn't been substantiated. That said, the broader conversation you're raising is very real. Tennis, like golf and football, is navigating tension between traditional structures and money-heavy alternatives. Saudi-backed exhibitions, high-fee invitational events, and appearance-driven showcases have increased dramatically in recent years. The sports power centers, the WTA, the ATP Tour, and the Grand Slams, are balancing commercial growth with competitive integrity. And at the top of the pyramid, legacy is still defined by performances at Wimbledon Championships, French Open, US Open, Australian Open. No private circuit, no matter how well funded, currently carries that historical weight. If a young player were ever asked to give up tour freedom to anchor a closed league, the trade-offs would be enormous. What they gain: financial security, reduced travel grind, controlled schedule. What they risk: ranking stagnation, absence from majors, historical relevance, competitive sharpness against the best, and that matters, especially in a generation featuring players like Aryna Sabalenka, Elena Rybakina, and Coco Gauff. Greatness is forged by beating elite peers under ranking pressure, not in isolated showcases. However, it's also important not to romanticize struggle to the point of dismissing financial opportunity. Professional athletes have short careers. Many support extended families. Financial security is not moral failure. It's survival and sustainability in a physically brutal profession. The deeper question you posed, what is tennis really about, doesn't have a binary answer. It is competition, entertainment, business, national pride, personal livelihood, all at once. For Eala specifically, her path so far shows commitment to the established competitive ladder. She's building ranking points, testing herself against stronger opposition, and staying inside the traditional system. That alone signals belief in merit-based progression. But we should be careful about turning hypothetical offers into morality plays. If she reaches the second week of a slam one day, it won't be because she rejected imaginary billions. It will be because she improved her serve percentage under pressure, strengthened her return positioning, built physical durability, and learned how to close tight matches against top 10 opponents. Legacy in tennis isn't decided in private rooms. It's decided on center court.
I'm super happy with the game, how I played. I think she was a tough opponent, and tough conditions out there, very hot, but I'm just very happy.
Overachieving is a thing, as they say, dream big. I think that we had the potential to.
Alex, after a terrific year last year, how does it feel to be making your main draw debut in Melbourne?
It feels great. I'm super excited.
Kamusta mga kapong Pinoy? Surprise! Excited na akong imbitahin kayong lahat na manood sa mga laban ko.
Now, can you give us an update on what you're feeling on your life? If I'm not mistaken.
There's a bit of discomfort and the support, especially during a loss or during the tough moments in the match. I think it really makes cushions the blow.